Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the vlog, or welcome if you're new here. Just got to our rental. If you are new here, some context maybe. We are renovating our kitchen, so we have this Airbnb mostly for me to work at during the day. We've been here, I think this is our 4th week now. That's crazy to say. That's actually insane, you guys, that we're that far into this renovation. But I come here during the day, I do my work, and then I go home, which is really nice. We thought about going up to Tahoe. My in-laws have a cabin there, and we were like, okay, if we need to be out of the house because it's too loud, we can always go there, and that would have been fine. But I do think this was the right choice now that we're this far into it. We're thinking of renting it for more time in August because there's still a lot of work to be done in August. That said, we literally just got an email from our GC with some exciting updates. We are working through electrical, which means we will be ready for sheetrock next week. So that'll be about 5 days, and then they'll do the flooring. They had to rip out some of the floor because of where everything is moving from and moving to. And then it's cabinets, which has been a whole thing. I actually realized in my last vlog, I was like, oh, we solved the one problem we ran into and hopefully no more surprises. I spoke too soon, which in renovations, you should never speak too soon. Basically, we did solve most of the problem, but we had some pipes that couldn't be moved. And turns out they're just like an inch deeper than counter depth. And we were gonna hide them in the counter, but we can't have our counters come out that far. So now it's looking like we will hide them in a pony wall beside the cabinets. So it's gonna be like an end cap to the cabinets. Try to show you guys what I mean, because I had no idea what any of that meant until 2 days ago. But I'm really excited about what our designer has come up with and our cabinet maker. He is really on his stuff, and I have really loved working with him because he just it's clear he loves what he does, but he's just passionate about making it look very good. So even though this was not the original plan, he is going to make sure it looks really nice for us. It was a little bit of an upsetting surprise, but we worked through it, and I'm just so excited to see this come together because, as you guys know, it's just been fully gutted and like everything is so bare and ripped out, so it's hard to get excited about anything in this space. But once they start actually putting new stuff in, that's the fun part. So I can't wait to share more of that with you. I'm just making my matcha right now. I'm on my hot matcha game today. I made it yesterday and it was really good, so I'm making it again today. Don't have too crazy of a day with meetings, honestly, which is nice. I have some admin stuff that I need to get done. It should be a good day. Let me actually show you guys what I meant by the whole pipe pony wall situation. Okay, so I had ChatGPT do this mock-up for me because I didn't want my designer to go through mocking this up. A few things are off. I did take some liberties, but this is more or less the concept. So this wall, this used to be a full wall going floor to ceiling. The pipes were hidden in this wall, and we were able to take out the bulk of the pipes that were running all the way up to the ceiling, but there are still some that are about yay high, and they stick out just a little proud of the cabinets. So that's not ideal. We were just going to have the cabinet be kind of like the end of this counter. Now we are just going to be adding this pony wall that comes out a little proud of the cabinet and sticks up just a couple inches. I think by doing that and not having it sit at the same height as the countertops feels intentional versus trying to make it something that it's not. I think if we made it the same height as the countertops, it would look awkward. Also, this range wall does not sit back like this. So this is all sitting in the same plane, the arch and the range wall. So we're gonna also do our best to make sure the trim on that arch hits that pony wall at the center line. We're also doing that marble cap on top. So again, it feels very intentional. The front looks like the cabinet fronts with the shaker style, and this is the new design. I was craving a really simple lunch this week, so I just got these heirlooms from the store, and how stunning are they? Oh my God. I put them on some sourdough with this cashew cheese. It's like a non-dairy cream cheese with scallions, and it's a little herby, and it's so good. I topped it with chili oil and some salt. But these like yellow guys are my favorite. I had to finish one of those off, and then this one is actually looking gorge. A good tomato with like a little salt. I'm sitting at this coffee table, but wow. I've been doing this with olive oil all week and just did the chili oil because I brought it back here, and that kind of makes it, that really elevates it. So good.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless.
good morning, guys. I actually got my azelaic acid, 15%. This is the prescription that I got from the online derm. If you know, you know. If you saw in the last video, that was a whole fiasco. And I've been using it for 3 or 4 days now. My skin has reacted quite well to it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really noticed any type of reaction. And I did have some like breakouts come in. It did create spots, and I do feel like maybe this is helping a little bit. I'm also in my luteal phase, and I am about to get my period, and I usually do break out around then. I usually get like 1 or 2 pimples around my jawline, and nothing has come in yet, knock on wood. I just use a very thin layer all over my face day and night, which is what they tell you to do. And again, it hasn't been like too intense for me, and I've just been keeping my skincare very simple otherwise. So I still just use a hyaluronic acid because I want to make sure my skin isn't drying out. The Dime Beauty one, you guys know I love. I posted this in like a recent favorites video. It's so simple in terms of the ingredients, and it's affordable. It's 1/4 of the price of the SkinCeuticals one I love, but I find this to be amazing for my skin. And then I use a really good moisturizer as well. This is the One Skin, also featured in my favorites video on Instagram and TikTok. So nice, you guys. Genuinely feels so good on the skin. It's light, but it is very barrier nourishing. And then of course I'm gonna do a sunscreen, but I'm gonna let that sit for a second and do my Summer Fridays. One of my favorite SPFs of all time. I just feel like it is so light. And if you guys don't like SPF, you should definitely try it. You should always try to find an SPF 50 too, because they're just better. I am puffy from eating sushi last night, so I definitely need to go down an ice roll. Okay, I'm downstairs making my coffee, and I think I briefly mentioned this on Instagram, but not on here. But if you guys are sensitive to dairy, like hard to digest, get tummy aches, break out, that's definitely me. But I've recently switched over to using A2 milk, whether it's like reduced fat or whole milk or like cream top, whatever you want. The A2 is easier to digest. Our milk is extra creamy, delicious, and contains only the digestible A2 beta-casein protein. This is similar to mother's milk and may be easier on digestion for some people. I've definitely found that to be the case, and I cannot drink my coffee with any other milk now. It's truly delicious. When we were in Windsor, we went to this coffee shop and they have whole milk and then they have whole A2 milk. I've never seen that be offered somewhere, and I was like in heaven. I was like, thank God. And it was amazing. So check it out if you are also dairy sensitive. Okay, I wanted to show you guys some updates in the garden because I did a lot of work down here last weekend that I don't think I have shared with you guys. Things are really popping off. First are these tomatoes. These are my Husky red tomatoes. They were getting so tall and long. Had these stakes in originally on the ends, but the branches were starting to just like hang off the side. I added in all of these stakes in the middle, and I've started tying up the branches so that the plants can just keep climbing up. Really helped with the airflow for the plants and just giving them more room to breathe. I also went in and did some more pruning on them so that we could increase the airflow as well. So these are doing really well. I mean, so many tomatoes are coming in. This is, I can't even describe to you guys, like making me so happy. This hardware cloth around the bottom has seemed to deter all pests because last year all of our tomatoes got eaten before we could pick any. And you'll see we just have more and more coming in towards the top. I also did something similar for my heirloom tomato plant. This was getting so out of hand, but I pruned a lot of the leaves off so we could actually see the tomatoes and they could get some sun. But like, you guys, this is insane. This is actually insane to me. It didn't even look this good last weekend, but there are so many tomatoes coming in. There's some down here, more over here. I mean, even my strawberry plants are making a comeback. I'm able to harvest some of these, so that's been exciting. We also have some bell peppers coming in. I have green bell pepper here. Took the hardware cloth off because I feel like pests don't really get into peppers. I mean, my jalapenos have been fine, so I'm hoping it's the same. And we also have one coming in over there. And then you can see my sun golds over here as well. These are not as bushy as my Husky red, but that's kind of nice. They aren't getting too crazy too fast. Are seeing a lot of them come in. I don't know if you guys can see. And these are like candy, you guys. I am so excited to see these doing well because I haven't been harvesting a lot, but there are so many of these coming in. I can tell it's gonna need additional support pretty quickly here. Very exciting. And I'm gonna pick this guy. You can pick a little early and they will just ripen inside. Not too early, but once they have a good amount of color, because then it allows the plant to focus more energy on producing more fruit. Sweetie, what have you been doing up here? I know. I usually like to pick berries for her, blackberries, but we haven't had any. We haven't had any more. Yeah, you're an angel. While we're at it, why don't we give you a kitchen update as well? So this is really exciting because now things are really starting to like be added and coming in, so you can start to see things come to life in here. So the first of which is all of the bracketing for our floating shelves. Here is our coffee bar. They also did a ton of electrical work, so you're also starting to see all of the wiring going in and the spots where all the switch plates are going. We have 2 floating shelves here at the coffee bar, and then we have all of the stuff for lighting here. So sconces, got the hood set up, is pot filler. Coming over here, they did just insulate this whole side, so the window should be here any day. This is like the biggest change for us. If you guys remember, we had a sliding door here and we just never really used it. 1, it was broken, but 2, like there's a small outdoor area here that we just, never really sit in because it doesn't really get sun. And we obviously have the backyard and it's gorgeous. So we're thinking like eventually we might put like a sauna out there, but you can still get outside through the garage. There's like a door here, obviously, and then a door going outside. This will be a window, an awning window. I think I've showed you guys all the plumbing already, but they insulated it. They have added a ton of wiring here as well. Over here we have our kind of biggest workspace. This is all countertop with 2 shelves. These we are changing slightly. We had to do a thicker shelf. They are, I believe, 12.5 feet long. We wanted a slightly sturdier shelf. We're going from 1.5 inches to 2 inches, because if you are storing a lot of stuff there, my cabinet maker just advised like it could start sagging over time if it isn't fortified enough and just like thick enough to support whatever we end up putting up there. We are going to do a 2-inch shelf. And then I felt like these brackets were slightly too high. Even with a stool, it would be precarious for me trying to put anything up there. And it'll probably be more decorative anyway, so it's not like I'm reaching up there every day, but I do want it to be accessible. So we are going to bring those brackets down for that shelf by a couple inches. Kind of a small but very important detail to me is we are changing the vents in here. I think there's one here and then one on the other side of this wall. I hate these vents. I would change them all in the house if I could, maybe eventually, but definitely in here, these are going to be flush vents. So they'll look a little bit more luxe, a little bit more aesthetic, and we'll get rid of those. They also ripped out all of the drywall in here because I don't know if you guys can tell, we kind of have that like classic textured wall, but we are going to be doing a smoother finish in here, which I think will look a lot better next to all of the marble that we have. They're going to do a smooth finish, which will be so nice. Here is where the other switch plate is going, and we are going to be going with Forbes and Lomax. We just finished dinner. We were celebrating my mom's birthday. We meet halfway. So my parents are in Los Gatos and we live in Marin, obviously. So we usually meet in like Burlingame, San Mateo. And today we had dinner at this New England lobster market. It's pretty good. Lobster
Very good.
rolls.
Very
I
good.
didn't film in there because it was kind of loud. I feel like there's too much background noise. But I did want to capture going to get dessert. We're going to meet my family at this place called Bamboo that's near here.
Also, real quick, the lobster was fantastic.
Oh,
and whatever
okay,
that little,
okay.
Whatever that little tomato lobster dish.
Okay, get the lobster corn chowder
Yeah.
if you go.
Okay, that's it.
It was like a lobster bisque with like chunks of lobster and corn, and it was amazing. That was the best thing we had, I think. But we're going to Bamboo, which is a place that does like Vietnamese desserts, which I have not had. I mean, I had them all the time growing up with my mom, but they do the green like pandan waffles and all the Vietnamese desserts and like coconut milk and stuff. And I don't think Kabe's ever had it, so we're gonna show him the world.
Show me the world.
Yeah. And Gigi's here too. She's been such an angel coming to dinner with us past 2 nights.
So this is what you want to get?
I don't need it with all the fixins. I just need the plain waffle. Wow. It looks so good.
Get the fruits up to the surface. Number 6. You can say number 6.
No, just that. What is that?
Mochi.
What is it?
Is it the...
It's like an ice
I want
cream.
a little piece of this.
It's ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm going to split this
Very
in.
good. What do you call it?
I mean, it's warm. It's stretchy.
Oh, yeah.
It's yummy, right?
Bring it up. She got one of these.
I have to drink it down like an old.
This is like a little different from how I remember. It's a little more mochi.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. There you go.
Oh my god. How's the mochi?
There's chocolate chips in it.
It is good. It's not too sweet.
That has a good flavor.
Put the mochi on top.
This takes me back to my childhood. There's more. Yeah, that's a whole waffle. Hey, good morning. We're in the garden. I decided I'm gonna try to Add some steaks for my sungolds today. They are getting a little crazy and I want to do it sooner rather than later, and it's going to be hot today, so we're going to do this first thing. We just got back from our walk, grocery shop. It's about 9 in the morning, so Gigi's here to help and we're going to tackle this. Yeah, it's serious. Get like on this side because I'm going to need,
Right here?
yeah. And I'm gonna harvest some of these because they look really good. The trick is you kind of have to untangle them if you wait this long. Now I do think these wires are so great because they are something you can just like twist tie. So if you ever need to adjust them, you can. And they're very secure. Nothing has fallen down.
There we go.
I did just harvest this zucchini. I have started just picking them earlier. My plants have been having some trouble where they're not like fertilizing. Is that the word? So the males aren't fertilizing the females and they will shrivel up after a while. So I'm just picking them a little early, but this one looks really good. This might be one of the better zucchinis I've picked. See, this is what I mean. It's so sad. They like barely get any life and then they shrivel up. So I try to pick these off as soon as I see that happening, just because I don't want any more energy going into these that aren't going to turn into anything. Well, these sungolds are actually taller than I realized. Once you start putting them up on the stake, you can actually see like it's up to my chin, so quite tall. I've pruned them as well. I've tried to reduce the amount of leaves in here because of this like cage. I want to make sure I can still reach in and harvest anything that is coming in. So just removing leaves that aren't going to bear fruit is critical. Then I think I'm going to prune a little bit over here on my heirloom as well. You basically can see, once you start pruning a plant like this, you'll be able to identify the leaves that you can clip off pretty easily. I did a video on my Instagram about this actually, talking about which leaves you should clip off. This has made the biggest difference in my yield this year. I actually had to come inside because it was getting hot out there quickly. I feel really good about the progress that I made. The heirloom tomato, I remember last year ours got so crazy, so I wanted to get ahead of that getting worse and just prune it a ton. There's also a husky red tomato plant that I propagated when a branch fell off of one of my main plants, and that one seems to be doing amazing. So that's a first for me. I just kind of stuck it in water and hope for the best, and it started growing roots, and then I was able to plant it in the ground. Sungolds, I am actually hopeful that maybe we will have a bigger yield. It's just taking longer. And then my bell peppers, I actually have red bell peppers. I looked at the tag on them today. I thought they were green because they're coming in green, but like any pepper, I guess they come in green first. So we'll see how those do. They are kind of in the shadow of my heirloom plant, my heirloom tomatoes. So I am a little nervous that they're just not getting enough sun, but there's like nothing I can do at this point. So I hope that pruning the heirloom tomato plant helped. Like I said, I have a couple squashes, these guys. gonna make these this week. I'm excited. But that's it for this week's vlog. Thank you guys for watching. I hope next week, I think we'll have a lot of good progress next week with the house. So I'm so excited to show you guys week 5 of renovations and how things are going. Can't believe it's August, so that's insane. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.